Alright, let's get to it. No introduction. No introduction. None.
Nope.
Let's get to... I find it was... Here we go. First episode, we touched before, friend or foe.
Right. Well, this was a good episode. I mean, good special. I do feel like they could have done a little bit more with it. However, what they did was good. I thought it was good. It provided an insightful background on the rivalry between Mr. Krabs and Plankton. So I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. Way to start the season.
A 7. It was a pretty good episode. Could have been more, but trust me, this is the bare minimum of more where we're gonna get out of this season. Next is what I consider to be probably the worst episode of season 5 for now, the original Fry Cook.
Yeah, I can't say this episode is good. I can't. Especially when it's so mean-spirited. So basically, this Fry Cook comes back. What was his name? Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes back, and everybody is like, "Oh, hail Jim!" And everybody's saying, "Oh, look at all these things Jim can do, and look at all these things SpongeBob can't." And at the end of the episode, it's only revealed that he's not hired because he's as good as Jim. He's hired because he'll work for ridiculous, like, he's cheap, essentially. It is a 39 out of 100.
SpongeBob was like, oh, that's great. Which, by the way, this would have been hilarious if Jim was voiced by Gordon Ramsay. That would have made this episode. But this episode, around the 3 or 4 range. Nah, I'll go 4 or 5. It's not horrible by any means. I think it has its good moments. I would like Jim to be touched more, but just why slap SpongeBob in the face? He's a good kid.
Essentially what this episode was.
Poop. But now, Nightlight. Wait, is that what it's called? Yeah, Nightlight. You know, the Mark Hamill episode.
Yeah, this episode wasn't good. I mean, it's literally just SpongeBob buying nightlights for practically the entire episode. Then Mark Hamill, the big killer moth, randomly comes in and floats away with the tower. And then Patrick runs into the sun. The end. I'll give it 4.6 out of 10. This is just bad.
4, but you know what? Wait, let me check before I get my rating.
Then Patrick runs into the sun. The end. I'll give it 4.6 out of 10. This is just bad.
4, but you know what? Wait, let me check before I get my rating. Wait, how's my microphone? I didn't hear my microphone sound.
I heard your microphone.
Let's get
it was good.
Oh, it sounds loud? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it sounds fine.
Because sometimes it goes low. I'm going to go, yet again, between the 4 and 5 range. Maybe 5. Not horrible. I just lost a subscriber. Not horrible. Well, actually, yeah, it is horrible. It's 4 or 5 for a reason, but it's I don't know. It fits with, you know, the current show that's coming out with Nickelodeon. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
You just know that's going to be an absolute mess.
Oh, yeah. Next is a forgettable short, Rise and Shine. Just Patrick pretty much butt-ass naked, getting ready for the morning. It's kind of forgettable.
Yeah, I don't remember this, so I'm not going to provide a rating. I legit don't remember it.
It's 6.5. It's just Patrick being an idiot. It's not funny. But you know what isn't funny either? Next episode, Waiting.
Ooh, yeah.
Dude, I love how I look up SpongeBob waiting and all the pictures like it is the meme. Just sitting there like.
But yeah, this episode really was not anything good. It's literally just SpongeBob waiting for a toy, and then getting upset when Patrick pressed a button and the toy does its one function. Yeah, I'd say anywhere underneath the 4 range. I haven't seen this one recently.
SpongeBob literally was like all of us season 6 to 8 for like a good 1 minute because of his toy. God save us all, Squidward. 4. Just next, Fungus Among Us. You know, the Corona episode.
Well, they made another one, but of course they're not going to put that one on the DVD. They randomly decided to, you know, freaking leave it off the DVD. But this one,
Actually, have you
just so
wait,
little good.
Wait, before we get to this episode, have you seen that episode, Quarten Crab?
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Like I said, that final minute or the final few seconds, honestly, it's the most grossest thing I've ever seen. I mean, I wouldn't say 6 to 8 levels. Maybe it is. I don't know. All I know, I was sitting there like, ugh.
Disgusting. Oh, man. It doesn't sound pleasant, but this episode was just gross, and, you know, the SpongeBob is meant to be upbeat. There was really nothing upbeat about this episode. It was just of SpongeBob carrying this cheese scratch virus, this green mush moo stuff, and then he spreads it to everybody, and then he ends up with this mucus bubble that he's surrounded himself in.
Quarantine.
It's just so unpleasant. Yeah, it really is. Anything below a 2. I haven't seen this one recently.
I mean, my God, moments of this episode is when the people were eating it, drinking it, Gary then wiping it off the people, which made no fucking sense to me. And yeah, I don't know, but I still find it funny. I mean, I'm not big on Among Us, but just seeing the word Among Us in the fucking SpongeBob title is fucking weird. I don't know why, because I see the title card. It's just weird. I don't know why. To all you 12-year-olds.
12-year-olds galore.
Now here's the first... Oh, wait. No, this is it. Spy Buddies. I was about to say it's first episode we didn't touch on season 5. No, we have. The ending.
Alright. Well, Spy Buddies is an interesting difference of, like, actual point. Because their point here is just spy. Alright, these typical spy movies, the stereotypical spy movies are used in the SpongeBob, and it's worked sort of well. Yeah, I can't really say this is an overly remarkable episode, so I'm going to give it like a 6 out of 10. Not bad, but no, yes. It's spy.
It's weird. Which, by the way, for the Fungus Among Us episode, I'll give that 3. And then for this one, 6. It's average. You know how they could have done this? They could have had SpongeBob and Squidward do a spy thing. You know, unlikely.
That probably would have worked any better.
Yes, because SpongeBob Patrick episodes around this time were... They weren't the same.
Oh, yeah. They would get even worse in season 6 and 7.
And 8. Actually, honestly, it hasn't been the same since. Even the newer seasons, they're still not good. They're okay. Just not classics. Yeah. Next.
And then,
Boat Smarts. The worst short ever.
Ooh, yeah. This is definitely among the worst shorts ever. Because of its insanely mean-spirited demeanor towards Squidward. And the fact that Squidward was literally doing everything right. He was exhibiting boat smarts, and he got punished for it every time. SpongeBob was over here wrecking the streets, and he did not have any punishment. No, he didn't have any punishment. It was just an episode solely to torture Squidward. Like, we don't already have enough of those in the series.
It only happened because Squidward smiled. Because Squidward smiled, he gets tortured.
Squidward smiles. Oh, we gotta get him the death sentence now. Here's this piece of crap episode. I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 10. This was just awful.
Actually, this was a short, which made it worse. I'm gonna go 3. Yeah, I think that sounds right. All right, yeah. Now I think. No, we're not. Fuck, I thought we were. Good old what's his name? I don't like this episode.
I can't say I'm a fan. It's just so dumb, honestly. It's not really that bad. It's just not smart or charming.
I mean, the whole purpose of the episode is kind of like, you know, the formula of SpongeBob and Squidward now. Trying to one-up each other. Oh, you know all these customers' names? I must know one of these that you don't know. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm gonna give this somewhere between a 4 and 5. I haven't seen this one too many times. But it's just not good.
5. I mean, it was an episode. I don't know. I mean, I gotta admit, the plot twist of his name actually being, you know, what's his name? It's like, whoa.
Well, I know. But Squidward getting arrested for running. Meanwhile, there's a freaking stoplight. That's not even a light. It was literally just like a panel that said stop. It's not even a light. Oh my goodness.
I mean, to be fair, that's still. I don't know if that was. I think this is around the time where they thought, you know, let's do the exact opposite or make random equals funny. They thought, hey, he's not gonna get arrested for stealing. He's gonna get arrested for running. Hey, that's funny.
He's gonna get arrested because he's Squidward, essentially. Like, bruh.
It's like, haha, hilarious. Next, Krabby Olamo. Eletmo. Wait a minute. No. Oh. Sorry. New digs. Meant to say that one next.
Alright, well, I thought this episode was good. They had some The plot was interesting. I think it's a little overdone that, of course, SpongeBob's life is completely transformed when he's late one day for work by like a single second. But I thought overall this episode did well. I'm gonna give it like a 7 out of 10. A good episode overall, I'd say.
The setup is stupid, but the execution is, I'll go 6. It's fine.
Now I just hit my nose on my microphone.
Next is Crab et Led Mood.
Man, this is one of the most creative episodes in the entire series, and it's really just so good to see them actually think outside the box and just stretch the theoretical 11-minute mark this much. It was okay. So it was Plankton who decided to mess with the thermometer.
The thermostat.
You know, the whole dad thing with the thermometer, because Krabs is a dad and he does have a thermometer. It worked pretty well. And when it's freezing, they actually turn it into an ice rink. They turn the Krusty Krab into an ice rink, and then Plankton comes with this, and then he actually messes. In the end, he messes with the frickin' thermostat, provides instant hot and instant cold. Now, a plot point that I would like to mention is that Plankton somehow does not end up being frozen when he's on there.
I don't know.
He's not affected by it at all. Yeah, but I think this was done so well. And then when it's hot, they actually turn it to a pool. I'm gonna give this episode an 8 out of 10. A truly great episode of SpongeBob.
I think this is one of the more underrated episodes that is unfortunately part of the dark era SpongeBob, where it was just shit. But I think it's a great episode, and I always love that ending. I don't know why. It's so satisfying. I just want to be there, to just be in the pool, chill out, eat some burgers. But you know what always made me wonder? Like, how is SpongeBob cooking that shit? He should be electrocuted to death right now. You know?
Yeah. Plus, somehow the kitchen door is so thick enough that all water will be resisted.
Oh, God, don't give them ideas to make a thick episode on that. That's the last thing we need.
It's SpongeBob logic at its finest.
Next. Oh no, this was season 5? Okay. Roller Cowards.
Yeah, this was season 5. Well, essentially, this is the Fiery Fist of Pain, which really became one of the bigger SpongeBob memes around this Fiery Fist of Pain. Put some lube on that, yo. But I think this episode was done. It was done okay. Yeah, there's not too much I could say about it. I'd say it's decent. It's a 6.5 out of 10 in my opinion.
5.5. Nah. Yeah, I'm gonna go 5. There's something about this episode I just don't like. I don't know why. Just SpongeBob and Patrick screaming the whole entire time. Funny? I guess loud equals funny. Next. Bucket, Sweet Bucket. Oh yeah, that bucket.
I don't remember this one. Well, actually, I kind of do, but at the same time, I don't remember that. Right now, I'm gonna just remind myself that this episode is in. Let's see, 6. It's in like a 6 area, 6 to 7, somewhere in between there.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the episode that came on recently. SpongeBob, Patrick, Squid. I think like Karen, being a Karen. That just happened. Like, gotta change the chum bucket, give it a nice look. And Plankton's like, oh, I don't want to do this myself. Let me just, exploit people. SpongeBob, Patrick, they're idiots, so they don't know that. And well, then Squidward comes in, and then they start taking apart the Krusty Krab, and Mr. Krabs comes back. He's pissed, and he brings back the Krusty Krab.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6. Average as shit.
Yeah, it was okay, I guess. There was nothing like overly special,
Nah. Now, one of the worst episodes, or actually, you know what? I'm saying this now. The most underrated episode of all time, to Lovey Patty.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this was awful.
Can I just say...
So in this... Go ahead.
That one episode where SpongeBob Patrick took care of that one clam ages so fucking horribly when he starts killing them over a patty. I hate that scene so much.
That's awful. Like, let's just take a look at this episode. So basically, SpongeBob decides to fall in love with this patty he made, outright refusing to let customers eat it, and then takes it on some sort of romantic stroll, and then watches it as it gets bad. It just gets inedible. All right.
Inedible.
Ew, dude. Those final scenes. They had like 3 of those scenes with the Krabby Patty being yucky.
And then he ate it.
This episode was really, dude. Okay, this season 5 is where you started to know. It's when you started to know this show was running out of clever ideas. They were really running out of clever ideas. They still had some, like Krabs of the Mode we just mentioned, but really.
Thanks for the show.
Like, we just got comments.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, here's the thing. This definitely started off the gross, which I've seen an argument about this being compared to that one episode, it's around like season 2 time or 3 with the nasty patty. No, I mean, you know what I mean, the critic episode where they made that nasty patty.
Yeah.
And the other one with the other nasty patty. I don't know. But
the difference is that was done to humor. This is just disturbing. They go way over the top with this one, and it's not funny at all. It's really not funny. It's just disgusting. It's just awful. How do you sit by and call this quality in TV or whatever?
Cause children, man, they devoured this shit. They don't focus on the story. It's disturbing. If you're like me and you, who are pretty much season 1 to 3 babies, when we see that clam scene, we're disturbed. When other kids, seasons 5 and onwards, people see that, children, they're like, oh, that's funny. It's not. It's just
like, I don't get what's supposed to be funny about freaking animal abuse. Please tell me. Please, I would like someone to know how that is funny, even in the slightest. He literally kills a bunch of clams because they went near his Krabby Patty. That was already going bad. Like, how on earth is that funny in the slightest? And especially, this was the time when they were starting to direct it, because after the movie, they started directing it to children, and giving these freaking morals to children, and saying, go ahead and do this, you should idolize this character, while he freaking murders a bunch of animals, is harmful in the highest possible degree. This episode was awful. I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
He could be murdering, quite possibly, the clam he took care of. Just the thought of that. I'm going 0. This episode is, like I said, one of the most underhated. There's not a single redeeming thing of this episode. The song itself is good. You know what? Just for the song, I'll go 1. Because that song is actually good.
The song wasn't awful, I'll say. It wasn't, I don't know if I'd say good, but it wasn't awful.
Here's the thing. I'll go at least. Isn't it all adult cartoon? I never got into it. I just missed it going into. The first 3 seasons, sure, but after that, no, it became a fart kid show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. I'm going 0. There's nothing that I can give this episode a higher rating for. At least The Thing had some good ending. This episode, it just is so annoying. You know what?
I think this was aggressively bad, but I could definitely see that this episode sucked.
No, you know what? Wait, I'm saying this is better than Thing. I don't know. 0 to 1 range. I can't go. I don't know, because I'm split. Because I think it's too harsh to put it at 0, but also it's too nice to put it at a 1.
It's just freaking awkward. Like it was awkward to think about, to process this episode mentally, and it was just agonizing. It got agonizing at times to watch. This, like I said, the song wasn't that bad. But towards the ending, this episode was just on a fiery torrent of garbage.
Yeah, especially when you talk about garbage. Next, 0 to 1 range. Breath of Fresh Squidward.
I heard a certain reviewer called this the #1 Squidward torture episode. On a list that didn't even have The Thing. It's Mr. Enter. Of course it's going to be wrong, dude. Holy crap, he sucks.
Yeah, this is not even close to Squidward torture. This is not even close to that.
Not even close. You could even argue that it's SpongeBob. Well, I don't think it is, but... Well, yeah, he kind of did, honestly, for that freak out. Oh my god, he went on a pogo stick. Really? You think it was that bad?
No, yeah, I call it... SpongeBob
was
such
okay,
an
honestly.
he was such an asshole in this episode. Like, the second, Squidward, and Patrick just having fun, ha ha ha. SpongeBob's like, okay, you've went too far. You've chosen
Gone too
death.
far, man.
It's like, you've chosen death. Like, when he freaked out at Squidward for just playing pogo stick, the fuck?
Oh, God.
I mean, him getting electrocuted to turn nice, it had a good premise. The thing that just sucks is SpongeBob got easily jealous. This isn't SpongeBob's character. I mean, he got mad. Yeah, SpongeBob has emotion, but why is he getting so mad? What do you think he'd be happy for Squidward? It's out of his character. I'll go 4. SpongeBob's so out of his character in this episode. We both know this. Oh,
yeah,
no.
But at the same time, it was actually pleasant seeing Squidward happy. So I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. It's just my personal opinion. I just like seeing Squidward actually doing something good in this episode instead of being completely freaking wailed for the entire episode. As if oh god.
Here's the thing. I get what they're trying to go for. Now Squidward's nice and SpongeBob, is the mean one, but it was just not paced properly. It's like the second Squidward went nice, SpongeBob turned into a douche. Like, they could have had a better setup besides, Squidward gets employee of the month. Like, SpongeBob hasn't gotten it like 300 times in a row. Just 4. I don't know. I agree with you. I do like Squidward being nice. There was a breath of fresh air, but it's more of that's what we get.
Yeah, it just was not good, honestly. Yeah, well, it wasn't good what SpongeBob did when he freaked out, but I can't complain about it much of other things about the episode. So that's my subjective score.
Yeah.
Not objective, just subjectively.
Next, which honestly this episode has honestly a funny ending. Money talks.
Ooh.
SpongeBob coming to Mr. Krabs saying, he has debts to pay with me too. I don't know, something about that was just hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, like, we're gonna look at this episode. This this was shorter than the most episodes. Dang, how many freaking shorts did season 5 have? Like 3 or 4, honestly.
That's a lot, considering.
Yeah, honestly, it is. 1. Yeah, but let's look about this episode. Money talks. It's just where Mr. Krabs wishes he could talk to money, and then it happens, and then as soon as it starts, it's over. I'm gonna give it anywhere between 4 and 5. Honestly, I just didn't like it.
5. I mean, it's middle of the pack. It's nothing good, but this one, I believe I could be wrong, but I believe you've praised this before, which I agree with you on this one. SpongeBob versus the Patty gadget.
Right. Well, this was a good little short. It took a different route. It took a different road than most SpongeBob episodes. It was actually some poetry in the background. The narrator, was it Patchy's voice? I'm not sure. But
yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, okay. Who also same guy voices SpongeBob, by the way, and Gary, I think.
Yep, got it.
What happened here is that Squidward
also French narrator.
Squidward decided to have a competition with SpongeBob. Only he brought a device specifically made to cook patties, and so SpongeBob he defeated it just with his bare hands and a spatula. And I think overall this little short episode we've done kind of well. Swerve at the end was nice,
I'll go 7.
Yeah, 7 sounds pretty fair.
I like it. Here's the thing. This honestly could have been a proper episode instead of a short. Like, just the thought of SpongeBob. Can SpongeBob beat the machine? Can man beat machine? Like, that has a good premise to it, but they just kind of made it a short, which still isn't bad, but Next, Slimy Dancing. Oh no.
I don't remember this one. I don't remember. Me personally, I don't remember it being specifically bad. But I also don't remember it being on that other side, the good side either. Not specifically on that.
So
yeah, I just really can't I just can't praise this episode too much for it. It was just random.
I remember from recently. It was like SpongeBob, Patrick, got this role. Squidward didn't. Squidward's jealous. You know, he says, "Hey, let me help you, SpongeBob." Or no, well, that's a different episode. Hold on.
This it's just Squidward taking it for SpongeBob because he, in his perception, he doesn't know how to dance properly. So of course, Squidward being the experienced dancer he is, he does get that dancing, and then gets cramps, and then everybody just runs. They just do the cramp, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's like a 5, somewhere in that 5 range for me. I just didn't find it good.
I feel like another season copied this episode. Remember the other one where Squidward pretty much
dancing?
Yes, it's exactly like that episode.
It was in season 7, I believe, one of the first couple episodes.
It's exactly like this episode. Like,
yeah.
The ending of this episode is just disturbing, though. But 5, I did both episodes are pretty confusing. I don't know why. Next.
Yeah.
The Crusty Sponge.
Oh, okay.
First title card, might I add. The title card with the plate and the just disgusting letters on it, dude. Yeah. Best way to sum this up.
What a stupid episode. I put this below a lot of some of my least favorite episodes. Not ones that I think are the worst, but ones that are just my least favorite.
This could have been called Mr. Krabs' SpongeBob Fetish, and there you go.
Honestly, just way too much. So in this episode, Krusty Krab gets a review that the place is bad, but the Squarepants are good. And Krabs decides to make it a freaking SpongeBob. He decides to give it a SpongeBob themed restaurant so we can franchise, get money off that SpongeBob franchise, and everything becomes SpongeBob. Freaking ice cubes, the condiments, the hot sauce bottles, yes, and the patties, even the patties.
But they were moldy.
And it ends up freaking food poisoning. It ends up. Why would you do that? You take out these patties you know are freaking bad, this really brings out some of the worst of the episode. Squidward says you're gonna sell moldy patties, I think like that, for $2.98, and Krabs said, oh, heavens no, you're right. I'll sell moldy patties for $1.98.
Like, I think what made it worse is he got no punishment. It was Squidward who got a punishment in the end for some reason.
He got the punishment for all Krabs did, and Squidward, despite being the only voice of reason in the whole episode, is somehow subject to this. He's just subject to being whipped in the back, meanwhile he tirelessly freaking pedals on the train, the SpongeBob themed train, with his SpongeBob themed outfit on. Like, oh god, dude.
I mean, this episode's an example as of me as a kid. You know, I thought Squidward was being the buzzkill. This is another example. Me being a young, dumb kid, I thought Squidward was being a buzzkill. Like, don't ruin the fun. As older now, I'm thinking Squidward's the only one that actually has logic here.
Yeah, smart. And he gets punished for it. I'm gonna give this stupid stuff just a 3.3. I really don't like this episode.
2. This really showed Mr. Krabs' greedy side.
You tell the frickin' staff backstage were creatively dead with this dumb stuff. Oh god, what a dumb episode.
You know what's sad is, you know, this season has good ideas, but their execution is just trash.
I don't even think this was a good idea, honestly.
Well, I mean, you got this. It's an interesting idea. I give them that one.
It's interesting, but I don't think it would have. I don't know. I don't think it would have been like a great episode or like an amazing episode. I think it could have been a good episode, but the staff clearly bombed it because they have no comprehension that this is supposed to be a kid's show. And when you are doing this for a kid's show, your morals have to be right. I guess it's fine for an adult show if the morals are a little bit crooked, but no, this is directed for a younger demographic. You have to make sure they got good morals, otherwise you would see, well, this happened to SpongeBob, and they're going to use it as an excuse because kids are stupid nowadays, honestly.
Yeah, that's probably because of the SpongeBob. Seriously, if Mr. Krabs got a punishment in the end, this episode would have gotten a little bit higher.
Like, what do you want? What do you want frickin' kids to see? That the only way they'll be a comedian nowadays if they spend 5 minutes on the screen or on the stage making goofy, over-exaggerated faces? Is that your moral you want to give to the kids? That's what a good amount of SpongeBob's episodes are nowadays, unfortunately.
Yes.
Nick is under the belief that stupid is funny. That's why just about all the shows are insanely stupid. Like the The sitcoms are just awful nowadays. From Henry Danger, the Thundermans, frickin' Nicky, Ricky, Dicky, and Dawn, or whatever the heck that is.
Yeah,
that was
Ricky,
garbage.
Dawn.
Like I stay far away from these shows because they are trash.
And I mean, out of all the shows that Nick's released as like sitcoms, Henry Danger was at least the only one that was, like acceptable.
Even that, like, they made into like some garbage animated thing, and then a stupid little kid spin-off because they decide that kids are therefore because people want to see kids, right? Even though they can't act, they can't deliver lines, and they just flat out suck when you put them on TV for too long. You go the Disney Channel route. God dang it, freaking Nick. You weren't good 10 years ago, but you're so much worse now.
2019 was an interesting year because SpongeBob was starting to kind of get its stuff around that time. I think it's decent now, but remember that other cartoon they released? It was either before or right after the Henry Danger one, Rainbow Flying Unicorn Kitty or something like that. Remember they were
doesn't Cartoon Network. It's Pony that absolute trash, dude.
No. This is actually real. Pretty much Nick was trying to capitalize off of Unikitty by making Rainbow Butterfly Unicorn Kitty. I don't know. They were promoting the shit.
That was Cartoon Network.
Well, yeah, you got it right with Unikitty, but Nickelodeon did their own version of it, and they promoted the shit out of it. And yeah, it went nowhere at all.
Do you know they picked Fanboy and Chum Chum over freaking Adventure Time, and therefore the Adventure Time rights went to Cartoon Network?
I'm glad
because honestly, my God, Nick is so dumb.
I'm glad it did. I'm glad Nick did that. Nick deserves every single piece of, trash they're getting because they did it themselves.
Literally, they got ads of people doing people from their bad sitcoms, specifically kids, doing dumb dances or delivering their cringe lines. Like, it's not funny, Nick.
It's not. Nick needs to catch up.
Kids don't want to see more kids. Kids want to see cool stuff. When they brought the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles back in 2012, that was cool because there was actual like careful animation and plots and jokes. For the first season, there were jokes. The rest of the seasons kind of fell apart. But the first season, I always hold that in high regard. I watched that when I was younger. That was good.
Here's the thing. That show, I never got into it because I've never been a TH guy, but it seemed like it was good. And then there's the other cartoon that came out that yet again is forgotten. Just, Nick, I don't know what you guys are doing. You don't have a cartoon at all. You only rely on SpongeBob and Loud House, and that is all. Everything else, you just cannot. I don't know why.
I hardly even rely on the Loud House ever since they're freaking... Which this show obviously is not that good, honestly, Loud House. Because it's specifically the worst problems with SpongeBob put into one whole show. When they freaking had a spin-off, the ratings for the Loud House quartered.
Dude.
They fell, dude.
That spin-off gave me one of the worst cartoon Nickelodeon characters, that stupid bird. I think his name's Sergio. One of the worst.
That's what all of them in the show are worst cartoon characters. Holy crap. What episode are we on?
Wait. We'll get to that next. Let me pick up something I just dropped. Alright.
We were on the Crusty Sponge, I think.
Wait. One more thing on Loud House. You know what else that makes Loud House bad? Anytime it gets a special, it always botches. I've never seen it capitalize on a special at all. Anytime they get a special, it turns out to be crap or just, ugh. But next episode, sing a song of Patrick.
Okay. Well, this one wasn't bad.
No, but the song.
Wow, this one wasn't bad. The song was bad, but not. It was really bad, but not like ear painfully bad. It was bad enough to the point where it was funny, and I'm gonna give this one a 6 out of 10. It was just Patrick writing a song, and it, of course, stunk. Didn't it actually kill the guys? Wait, did it spawn that good joke? I hate my life. I hate your life too, dude.
Oh my god, it sounds exactly like the voices. My problem with that is, I don't know, the writers think it was funny. Oh, haha, they died. Oh, here's a record. Yay! Not behind that.
Have they come back in another episode, or is that it?
No, they come back.
The needlefish?
Yeah, they come back later. But
wait, they come back. They come back in Hello Bikini Bottom. Oh, so they were dead for years. It seemed.
I mean, by the way, Hello Bikini Bottom. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't think I've seen season 12 onwards, but that's an underrated episode. But yeah, song for Patrick 6. I just think that one joke was just unneeded, but I like the song. I love it.
Yeah.
It's average, but the dodgeball joke too.
Yeah.
Oh. Next episode that I would have forgotten about if it didn't come on recently. An episode I'd honestly consider gross. A flea in her dome.
Oh yeah. Oh hell. This so what happens is Sandy comes back from Texas because of course. And she brings a flea and yeah.
And she's got fleas and they have the most gross test scenes ever showing the flea biting them.
We need to see the flea give birth.
That was also disgusting. I'll hand it to them. They can de-animate. Just
They don't need to animate that. You could have easily shaved off those 4 or 5 seconds. We didn't need to see that. And they remember they had her freaking scratch the inside of Sandy's eye. Freaking, that's disgusting, y'all. I'm gonna give this aisle a 3.6 out of 10. This is awful. Just don't watch this.
Yeah, please, guys, don't watch this. If you're eating anything, throw it right away if you're gonna watch it. Next.
Yeah, dude.
It's just like SpongeBob is like going at its own ass. The Dota of shame. I don't know why. It's like the match.
Another short? Was this one? Was this one the short, or was it linked with another short?
Yeah,
Didn't they also have that plate episode where SpongeBob full on used that chemical thing to zap the plate? How many shorts they have? Like, oh my god.
That has got to be the worst set of episodes. Firstly, a gross test flea episode. Then Dota of Shame, which is and then the Krusty Plate, which is
It's a decent episode. I'd say 6.5.
I'll give both of these 6s. I'll give both of these 6s. They're all right. They're good.
The Krusty Plate, I'll give 6.5 as well. I mean, yeah, I liked the fact that they actually showed like a mirage. That was kind of cool.
I like how Mr. Krabs is like, oh, okay, he's doing something. I gotta go. I don't know. Something about that's just funny.
He did though. He did clean the plate, even if he blew up everything else.
I mean, that's what his goal was, and I respect a man with morals. Clean that plate.
Was determined to clean the plate, and he did.
Oh yeah. Next episode. Goo Goo Gas.
Right. You would think this episode was bad. Honestly, it actually wasn't bad. I say it's good. Besides spawning that highly viewed Patrick Baby video.
I was about to say.
Just a ridiculous amount of views. The episode was also very unique. I wish this was the only episode where they turned, Squidward into a baby. The other one was complete ass.
No. Oh god.
Yeah, but let's just talk about this one. This was a unique episode. Plankton decided, if I'm gonna take it, everybody else needs to have the mind of a baby, and so he turns people into babies. Then, did he turn people into babies first? Or, actually, no. I'll just go in the order.
Yeah, he turned them into babies, and then something happened with old people.
And that somehow failed. And then he turned him. And then he tried to reverse engineer it, I think. And then he turned it into old people. And he decided to invade the restaurant and then take the thing. And then he was turned into a little baby, which means because he's a plankton, he was so small, he was unable to be conceived with the normal thing. So they zoomed up in the end and provided like a microscopic view of the plankton. So I'm gonna give this episode a 7 out of 10. Good episode overall. Not great, but good.
6. It's good, decent. It's interesting. I'll give you that one.
It is interesting, yeah.
Le Big Switch. Oh god. Before we get to anything else, that intro. Please tell me you remember that intro.
I would certainly like to.
So the episode starts off with Squidward insulting one of the customers who's like eating their burger with like a lot of ketchup or something. And then he kind of goes up to him, which causes him to cry. SpongeBob then comes over and rocks it like a baby, and
Oh, I remember it, and now it's coming back to me. Oh man, that's just messed up, bro.
That's just the.
It's stupid.
Like, what? I mean, Squidward was right. I agreed with everything he said, though. They're disgusting.
Ew.
And then he walked out.
Yeah, but... Wow, bruh.
And, I like the concept of someone taking SpongeBob's position. Or were they switching positions for like an hour or something? I think that's what it was. I do remember,
but I'd give this like somewhere in like the 5 range. Well, this did provide. While it did show that SpongeBob is captivating patty cooker, it also was moving at a very inconsistent pace, and it was kind of hard to follow. It eventually became kind of hard to follow things.
I agree. It had a good concept, you know, 2 people switching, you know, put a fancy guy in a disgusting restaurant, put a fast food guy in a fancy restaurant. Like, good concept, but what the fuck was execution? 5. Just, ugh. Next, the episode we both absolutely love, Atlantis Squarpantes.
Oh my god. Okay, before I post this episode, I would like to say that this is by far the most viewed episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. Its premiere got nearly 10 billion views. Or 10 million views, yeah. Not 10.
What?
10 million people watched this abject failure of a 1-hour special. What a piece of garbage this disgusting, stupid, and outright dumb episode is. We were promised a mythical adventure in the commercials, and we got a musical. I do not like musicals because
same.
90% of the time they're done on TV, they are not done well. They are carried poorly, and there is an over-reliance on the songs, so that the plot itself falls to crap. And that's what happened in this episode.
Well, here's the thing. It's a musical, and they don't have, you know, David Bowie, the guy who's a singer, sing. What?
Honestly, oh my god.
It would have been acceptable if he was the only singer. It would have been the only
yeah, it said he was the only one not to sing. I think of that. They hired a singer, and then they pay him just so everybody else can sing, and then he's left out of the action. Like, bruh, except for Patchy, I guess, but he doesn't count because this is a subplot. His subplot was creepy. Honestly, it just got creepy. It was really, really bad. The subplot for Patchy.
Didn't his like neighborhood get strinked or something like that?
I don't know. It just got really weird when he dropped the ice cream stuff, and then these random aliens came out with that disgusting scene where they pull it out between the folds of their fat. This is just really, really bad. By the way, this is the first time they attempted it. They attempted the 1-hour special. The first time. And it was a bomb. First time they did it. There have only been 3 in history. There was one in season 5, this one. Season 6, another poor quality one. And season 12, actually, a surprising one. But...
Wait... What about Church and Square? Wait, Church and Square the season 6
that was the season 6 one.
I always confused it being season 9.
I really can't. Well, because that was the first one that had the 16:9 format. But I can't. There's not so much to praise about it. Remember in Neptune Spatula, we got a view of Atlantis, an actual it looked actually like Atlantis should, and then we got this weird Atlantis freaking place. This is the reality, apparently, with a guy in charge. We saw no Neptune, by the way. The guy in charge was this weird blue-green brain freak who is literally named Lord Royal Highness. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm absolutely not. I mean,
oh my god, how do you get that creatively dead? You don't even have an Atlantis special without King Neptune. How do you do that? How was that physically done? And this episode was bad. The musical got pathetic at times. The only one that was half decent was Plankton's, and that was over in like a minute. And my god, there was just... what an absolute failure. Nearly 10 million people got to watch this premiere just to witness this explosive, this outright disgusting failure for a 1-hour special. I'm gonna give it... but since the Plankton stuff was nice, some of the visuals were okay. and Sandy with the fight scene showed a little bit of creative thinking. I'm going to give this a 1.5 out of 10. What a stupid episode, and what a waste of time.
Yeah, I'm between the 1 and 2 range. I remember there was rumor that they were thinking about making this second movie, but they kind of just didn't opt to do it, which they should have, because the actual second movie sucks. But
it was at mediocre at best. The second movie was really,
and also the third. I mean, here's the thing: the third movie, yes, they finally went back to Atlantic, but you're too late. This could have. Here's the thing: this episode sucked, and it shouldn't have. We both know they had everything correct. They just decided to do everything else that wasn't correct. Everything else that shouldn't be done.
They had the resources for this episode, but when they actually started making it, I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know what went wrong in the head. I would say that this is the episode that really destroyed SpongeBob's fame, but there's another episode in this season I think did that even better. We'll get to that.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that very soon. My takes on the episode, I mean, it already just it had a weird startup to it, with SpongeBob like, you know, finding the second piece. It just felt like no build, and then the visuals. This could have been one of the most visually best looking. Yes, like this could have been the best looking SpongeBob episode ever. Honestly, this should have been the second movie.
Definitely could have been one of them.
Man. Like, yeah, I'll go 2. There are some things I like in this episode. I think it's the whole purpose. Remember, this whole purpose of this episode is about a fucking bubble. Don't forget that. It's not about Atlantis. It's about a bubble that hasn't popped. Never forget that.
Yeah, it revolves. They delegate the entire title, the entire main plot, revolve around this old bubble that was popped, and then it turns out that's not the actual bubble, but the real bubble was popped anyway.
It's like it's just the episode starts off with the musical of a bubble. You know, put it down to a 1. I just remembered the bubble stuff. If this episode wasn't revolved around a bubble, who knows what they could have done? That was a general purpose. Could have been more. You know, like if the episode was just SpongeBob and Patrick playing it around, and then they went into a cave and they found this piece. There you go. There was no dumb old musical about a dumb bubble leading up to it. Just okay, we found this. Atlantis. You know. Just
what a waste of time. Just a monumental waste of time and effort gone to this disgusting episode. Disgusting, not that it was gross, but in that it was a failure on so many levels for it being a special hour debut episode or whatever. Oh God.
I mean, what a slap to the face of David. That's all I gotta say. And Steven. The next episode. Yep. Another underhated episode. Picture Day.
Well, I didn't find this episode particularly bad. I just didn't find it good. In this episode, SpongeBob tries to get a picture taken at the boarding school, and everything goes wrong. I don't know. I give this between like a 4 and a 5, somewhere like that. It just is kind of bad in my opinion. There's just not much to like about it at the same time, but there's not. I can't find anything overly detestable.
I can. This is the start of SpongeBob crying over nothing, or at least an episode that furthered just the streak of SpongeBob.
I think All That Glitters did that really well.
Oh yeah, but this did it well too. But yeah, 4. I never liked it.
I don't see how you can like it, honestly. It's just not a likable episode. It's just kind of there, and while being there, it's just not good.
Yeah. Next, I don't remember this episode. I'm trying to, but from the pictures, Pat No Pay.
Oh, wow, this was bad. Okay. Another awful short. This was actually the one Mr. Krabs torture episode in the series, I'd say. Because Krabs didn't even do anything wrong. You know what happened? Patrick walked in, ate 1,000,000 Krabby Patties. He said that he would pay, but really, he couldn't pay with money. He just meant that, I'm paying for it now. Like, it's just sitting in and he's getting really full. And then Krabs says, if you can't pay with money, you're going to have to work. And then what's the first thing he does? He eats the soap, and then he destroys the freezer. And then the last one, he shreds all of Mr. Krabs' money in the money sack and destroys the restaurant.
Oh my God, I remember this episode because Patrick looked at SpongeBob and stole the money out of his hands. Oh my God.
Do I get my Krabby Patty now? Like, that's the ending. Are you kidding me? The one Mr. Krabs episode, though it's a short, it's just painful to watch. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10.
It's one of the last few episodes where Mr. Krabs wasn't a douche.
There's Tudor sauce for that.
Oh, I don't remember that one. Well, we'll get to that one. Whatever you do. But yeah.
That's that's like in season 9, I'd say. Yeah, but that wasn't season 9. This episode was just... This short episode was just not good.
By the way, when it comes to our season 10 time, I don't know if we're able to touch that, because I gotta watch 10 through 12, because I don't watch much them anymore. If it pops on, it pops on for me.
Season 10 is a really short season. After season 9 took forever, because of the big hiatus in the movie, they decided to do season 10. We can honestly do that before, like, season 9, because I've watched just about all the episodes, and there's some really, really good stuff in there in season 10.
Well, I gotta watch stuff in season 9 through 12, because I really have not seen most episodes from those seasons.
Thing about season 10 though is that the episodes are either really good or really bad, or there's some just being like in the middle-ish, but
yeah,
it's a middling season, I'd say, or maybe just okay. I need to see some of the episodes.
Yeah, same here.
A couple of episodes.
Same here. I don't know how many episodes you see, but yeah, Pat No Pay, can't give it a rating. I don't remember it, but it doesn't sound good. So, hey, we can confirm that.
That one wasn't good.
Next, right. Blackjack. Oh, this episode.
Okay. In this episode, SpongeBob's cousin Blackjack.
Well, here's the thing. This isn't bad. I'm just saying, like, I don't remember this episode being called Blackjack. That's why I was like, oh, this episode.
Yeah, I don't think it should have been called Blackjack either.
Because the character's named Blackjack. Oh, the character's named
Blackjack. SpongeBob's cousin is able to get out of jail, and then apparently he goes after his parents, and in reality, it's just like a party because he got out, and then he turns out to be. I don't understand how he turned out to be so small. What happened?
That's what I'm curious about.
Did he get scrubbed that hard? You know, for being a sponge, did he get scrubbed that hard in prison? Jeez, dude. I don't know, but I'll give this episode between like a 5 and a 6. It just really not. No, I just don't remember that much from it, honestly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down the same range as you. I'm probably gonna go 5. I just don't understand why SpongeBob has so much PTSD from selling that tiny. It makes no sense. It's weird. It's just that all that setup just for him to be small, kind of underwhelming. Oh, okay. Next episode, Black and Sponge. When I first seen the black guy, I was thinking, oh, no, it's the episode where SpongeBob tries to be cool.
They put Black and Sponge and Blackjack next to each other. Why would you do that?
Wait, is it a combo? Wait, it's not a combo. Never mind, it's not. But still, it would have been funny if it was.
Just not a good. I don't know.
6.
No, I don't know. I'd put this between like a 4 to 5 range. It was just stupid. I didn't like this episode. And it was just SpongeBob. It was just SpongeBob trying to convince everybody that he defeated Blackjack Mulligan, whatever it is, or Blackfish. I don't know. Crazy and Blackfish, something like that, with the big purple fish with the teal hat. But I just really found this episode to be dumb and a waste of time. So I don't like it.
It'd be a bad idea to have an episode where you have Blackjack and an episode of kind like Blackfish or something like back to back. Just
yeah, this is a dumb episode. Dumb episode lining.
The episode that killed, honestly, the Mermaid Barnacle episodes for a little while. No, did it? No, I think it was probably the start. Mermaid Man versus SpongeBob.
Well, this was they had finished doing the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy title episodes. It just became them appearing in random episodes, but it wasn't them ever being called out again. As for this episode,
I say it killed like their appearances though, because after this they never were the same. They're all crap.
I mean, let's not forget this is when the series started to get bad. So what happens in this episode is Plankton mind controls Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy into convincing everybody that Chum Bucket is good, and then SpongeBob has a battle, and then it's over. I don't know, somewhere between the. I don't know. I just really don't know. SpongeBob, and then he gives them fiber, and then yeah, because they're old. So I'm gonna give this a 5 to 6. I just didn't like it.
4. Don't like it. There's just nothing good. Best way to say it. Well, actually, there's something good. It's 4 out of 10, but yeah. Next episode I've seen literally last weekend. The inmates, of summer.
All right. Also, This episode wasn't bad.
You're saying we talk about I forgot what his name was, the one guy from the Mrs. Puff for Fired episode. What's his name again?
One guy from it.
Yeah, the substitute teacher in Mrs. Puff.
This is Sergeant Roderick. Oh yeah, but this had a different military.
But he has got to be yet again one of the best one-off characters in SpongeBob history. Something about his character, I love this guy's character. I don't know why. He has so much.
It's because the guy who voices it is specifically hired by other companies to do like a sergeant voice, like a voice for that in other series and like video games and stuff like that, for specifically that appearances.
But it's just the character. I mean, the person in question hit it phenomenal, but the character in question, like, he doesn't feel one-dimensional. He has so many dimensions as a character. I don't know why, but he's one of the best one-off characters, and that's what really helps carry this episode for me. Anytime I see it.
Yeah, I'd say this is a decent episode. 6.5. I mean, what happened to the title card? That's one thing I'm gonna ask. Like in the United States, the title card doesn't even show up.
I think that's true though, because all I hear is just boo boo. But yeah, 7. I don't know why, but the ending is actually funny. Them being tortured, doing stuff that's actually fun.
Quite ironic.
Like I don't know why. This is good. I liked it. 7. Nothing great, but it's fun. But you know what's not fun? To save a squirrel. Wait a minute. Oh, sorry. I thought it was the other one where SpongeBob tries to stop Edgar from going to Texas. Why is it called To Save a Squirrel? That sounds like the Texas one.
That one I believe is Rodeo Days, and that one is absolute shite.
You would think that that would be called
This one wasn't overly bad. I just didn't find it good. So in this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick get lost in a cave, and they use survivalistic techniques
as
to
just
survive.
Being idiots.
Yeah.
Just being idiots, and they survive. I don't care about this episode. It came on. Still didn't care. Do I care now? Spoiler alert. No. I don't know.
I mean, this episode doesn't really give you much. It's not funny. It's not, like, enticing. I'm going to just give it somewhere between a 4 and 5, because while that is true, I didn't find it overly over-the-top, like, abysmal. I
don't think it's abysmal. I don't think it's that. Like, it's... Trust me, I'd rather watch this over any other episode that's bad, but 6, it's average. I mean, it's Patrick burns the supplies. Oh, yeah. He's an idiot. Uh-oh. Why is this up here? Wait a minute. Because I want to make sure if this is the right episode I'm thinking of. Hold on. I don't remember this episode. Pest of the West.
I mean, the title. Oh, yeah. I
don't remember this episode.
Okay,
I've seen it so many times.
Remember this episode.
I've seen this last month.
So it's essentially a 30-minute special in a generic Western tone, like the cowboy stuff and that kind of crap. I'm gonna give it like a 5, maybe below. I really don't like this one because it was just kind of stupid, honestly. The pace was so slow. You couldn't even care about it. I just don't like it. I just plain don't like it. A 5 and below.
I mean, it was just touching SpongeBob's great grandfather.
The idiot friends ending. I really just left on a bad note. That song was stupid.
Which also, do you remember that the clam crab or that was on the statue and SpongeBob cleaned it up? Which, yeah, I agree with Sandy. That's disgusting. I don't know. I'm trying to remember this episode. I've seen it like so many damn times, but I don't know why. It just does not.
It's just definitely not a memorable episode.
No. Next. 20,000 Patties Under the Sea. SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah. This episode.
It's not much. I don't like it. I don't like it that much. It's just them going places. I mean, it's not bad. It's just mediocre.
But that one segment was pretty much Plankton roasting a whole entire family.
Yes. Yeah, you can't forget about that. He freaking had no restraint. He had no chill on that family.
Even someone
should put you in the box floating down the river, Grandma.
And she's like, "You're probably right. Just made it even better."
Yeah, I'm gonna give this episode a 5.9. I mean, it's just that one scene, which is good. The rest of the episode, it falls short.
5. Like, just watch the episode to that point, and the episode's over. Like,
Yeah, there's really nothing to like. There's just nothing. Like, well, the plot is just they go around serving patties.
Although Mr. Krabs gets some karma. I think he gets well-deserved karma in the end with the rocks. Like,
he gets a bunch of, like, stones, I guess.
And, like, he well-deserved. And the next episode that, honestly, it's like YouTube clickbait, which, the Battle of Bikini Bottom. No, not the video game, which is one of the best games of all time. No. Whatever this episode was.
Hey, you know what? I didn't think this episode was that bad. It gave us some pretty interesting scenes. And it did have a good moral.
Why did they have to call it one of the greatest games of all time? I don't.
Just the game release. I think this. When was that released? The game.
They did wait. The game. I thought the game came out in 2003. Oh God.
Wow, I think this was 2007 then about. So yeah, I don't know why they named it that. Maybe they just were running out of ideas. Let's just call it the Battle of Bikini Bottom because it does talk about the history of a battle in Bikini Bottom. But I mean, the episode, it's got some interesting scenes. It's essentially dirty versus clean. There is a good moral, though. I would say, is that people can live independently no matter what their taste is. Yeah. But it's just not overall like a thriller. I give it like a 6 out of 10. It's just okay, you know.
And also another message: knitting is also pretty cool. That's all they said. And yeah, there was like, let's go knitting, or what was it? Freaking sewing or something. That's like, yeah, let's go do that. That's manly. Yeah, I don't. 6. It's average. I don't like it. Okay, I take that back. Next episode, that has 2 titles to it, which is funny. Whatever happened to the sponge / who bob what pants? Which, by the way, wait. Before we get into the criticisms, the best part of this episode is not even the episode itself. It's them actually making a different intro.
Yeah. And this is the episode I was talking about. This is the episode that really killed the popularity of the series. Because a lot of people watched this one, and after the big disappointment that was Atlantis Scorpantes, this one was just actively bad in so many ways. An episode that was mean-spirited and had no merit. It was just there to devalue the series, and it really stunk. And basically what happened in this episode is SpongeBob, everybody calls him Idiot Boy, like frickin' they're Ren from Ren and Stimpy, my goodness. And then he decides to run off, ditch the town, and then he hits his head on a fall, and then forgets everything, and then gets called Who Bob What Pants, and then
he gets called Yellow Pants Box Boy or something.
Oh, really? Does he? I don't know. No. Then just Bubbles. Bubbles are apparently outlawed by or they're not allowed, because if you do, the bad Bubble Boys or the Bubble Poppin' Boys or whatever will pop you. And then he does Bubble stuff, and then bubbles them away in the little bubble, and then he's elected mayor of the town. And then everybody comes back to get SpongeBob because there's a riot in the town. And then he suddenly remembers his name, and that's it. And then you know how the episode actually ends? Squidward taking his brain, grabbing his brain out of his head, and throwing it in a garbage can.
To be fair, his precious egg got destroyed, which caused SpongeBob's memory to come back. So
this was after he saved him. And then, of course, he doesn't get his reward. He gets it smashed. Like, that's so uncool. He was the one driving the limousine that went away with SpongeBob. I mean, so I can't really get... Oh, God. Like, I hate this episode was creatively dead. This was so creatively dead, and it showed the staff, like, what's wrong with you guys? Why did it need to be this it's just this intellectually lacking and deficient episode that happened to graze across our TVs for some reason, but I haven't seen it recently, so I'm gonna go anywhere from 2 to below. I really can't justify this episode at all.
Same. I have seen it recently. You know how this episode could have been? The most simplest thing they could have done. SpongeBob. This should have started off with a montage. Start off with the normal episode. SpongeBob just keeps failing at everything. Obviously, no one's going to be mad at him because, mistakes happen. But You know, have a montage of this stuff continuously happening to the point where SpongeBob thinks he's a problem. Obviously, nobody thinks he is, but SpongeBob takes it, you know, that way, and SpongeBob just, you know, hikes out thinking, you know, he needs to find the better life, you know? Obviously, he's making so many mistakes, he just can't be in Bikini Bottom anymore. He's reckless. And, you know, they try to go save him. That honestly could have been good. It's not mean-spirited. It's like, oh, you know, we all make mistakes, but we just can't, you know, hitch off. But no.
Yeah.
Idiot boy.
It's just like they completely... Back in the old episodes, people would be inclined to they would help their friends even if it meant putting themselves at risk. But now, everybody is just yelling at SpongeBob, even if he makes simple mistakes, which happen in life. And it's so unsatisfying to watch. I mean, I guess Squidward does help him, but that's after he's supposed to get his reward, and even that doesn't happen, which is just painful. It's painful. He does something genuinely nice, and he gets punished for it.
I don't know. I think he deserved that punishment because he was not going to help him either way. He was even happy when SpongeBob said he was leaving again. Like, come on. Even though Squidward would have been happy.
Can you blame him after episodes like The Thing? After episodes like Boat Smarts. By the way, in Boat Smarts, he was literally put in a metal grinder. Literally launched from his seat by SpongeBob recklessly driving into the back of his boat. I think SpongeBob, that was just so unsatisfying.
Yeah. Like I said, that's always been my concept for this episode. SpongeBob just continuously failing. SpongeBob thinking he's the problem. When everyone's like, no, you're not. You're fine. Things happen. And they gotta find SpongeBob again. They could.
Like, why did they have to make this a special? They clearly didn't have enough. They didn't have enough smart content to make a sufficient 11-minute episode. So they doubled the runtime, like the smart asses they are.
Yeah, this should have been 30 minutes. This should have been 11 minutes. Should have been fast paced. SpongeBob, you know, thinks he's successful at life. Then he realizes, you know, he doesn't. You know, when he starts making mistakes. Here's the thing: if SpongeBob was in a new city making these mistakes and being called idiot boy, fair. The SpongeBob realized, you know, the people around him were actually great. There. Over. Fun. Oh, God. But next episode. The Two Faces of Squidward. 2 words. Or 1 word. Meme. Memes. Just memes.
Yeah. Of course, that bit, it's arguably one of the biggest memes in the history of SpongeBob. And this is the time that they weren't popping. The memes weren't popping out that much. And I thought this episode was good. The worst part of the episode, I'd probably say, is SpongeBob being annoying. Like in the beginning, this stupid song with Patrick, and then he interrupts the Doctor literally 5 times. Like, God, come on, that got old really quickly.
The most non-talked about gross scene, SpongeBob cutting his nails. Even if it was seen for a second, that was just weirdly.
I personally wasn't grossed out with it, but he did say he was gonna go.
True. I just didn't, you know, want to see SpongeBob's tits. None needed. Or hair. Any for that matter.
Yeah, it just looked weird. But I thought overall this episode was done pretty well.
7.
It's just the Hanson Squidward got good attention, but at the same time it showed that people who are famous probably get hounded a lot. So maybe there are some negatives to being a real celebrity in life. And then of course SpongeBob, he tries to hit him with the door. And then he ends up spawning the handsome Squidward, the ultra handsome Squidward.
I'll be honest with you. I found the other Squid to be more handsome than this one. I thought he was uglier.
Yeah, I thought this one was over the top, but I think that's what makes it so funny. And did anybody else notice that he changed his entire upper body by hitting his face in the door?
It's just cartoon humor, which I gotta love it.
Yeah, I think the ending of the episode wasn't good with Krabs slamming Squidward's face in the door. Squidward just kept this episode. But I thought overall this episode was a good package. I'll give it a 7.
7, like, it's pretty good. You can tell SpongeBob, you know, is good-hearted. He doesn't mean to do the things he was doing. He tried to make things right, and didn't go well, but yeah, I love this episode. Well, not love, but it's good. 7. Next, Sponge Hinge. Oh God.
Dear Lord, this episode was
Chuck Norris SpongeBob.
This was really just so unpleasant on so many levels. And it had one of the absolute worst endings. It's maybe top 3, honestly, for worst endings in history of the cartoon. I'd say it's Goodbye Tentacle Pants, gone, and then this one. So what happens is a windstorm hits Bikini Bottom, and because SpongeBob's a sponge, his holes create this melodic sound that attract jellyfish, and they wouldn't leave him alone no matter what. And then the wind started control blew buildings away. The Krusty Crab was blown away. SpongeBob was blown into this cave where literally couldn't escape because jellyfish were hounding him if he step out and make music. So he had to build a stone replica of him, and then these other ones because they saw through it. Eventually, they saw through the one because he wasn't making correct sound. So he eventually had to make like an army of freaking stone replicas, and then that would attract them and distract the jellyfish, so he can go back to work. By the time he did go back to work, it was too long. It just gives us one of the most unpleasant scenes in SpongeBob history. It's buried beneath the ground, the Krusty Krab, and just SpongeBob crying and screaming there. And then 3,000 years later, and then a bunch of the future jellyfish tour. And that's it. This episode sucked. 3.5.
I'm gonna go 3. And this is around that time. I don't know if you had this feeling, but somewhere around season 5 into 8. Not now, but the endings were just so awkward. Like, they just didn't feel like they should have ended there. Some episodes just kind of had that pause endings that were having that same music that was like, they were awkward endings, and this is one of those. There was no need for this ending. Like, I want to know what the hell happened. But no, we can't know because, yeah.
That'd just be silly of us to want to know what happened in the actual episode.
I
guess we're the bad guys for just having a curious mind. And I guess we'll have to wait for literally 3,000 years to know what happened, or some garbage like that.
I mean, I think they probably, to guess bestly, the storm stops, and then the Krusty Krab is back to being what it was, but just thinking, fuck. It's weird.
What a stupid, what a just unpleasant episode. An unpleasant 11 minutes. Sometimes they just become painful to sit through.
Oh, I agree. But the music was nice, I guess, but not saving the episode, just, okay, not annoying. That's one thing I'll hand this episode. It's bad, but it's not annoying. At times, at least. At least it's like 2 minutes of it that's annoying. Next, Band of Bikini Bottom.
Band of Bikini Bottom? Did you just say it?
No, Band of Bikini Bottom. Oh, Band of Bikini Bottom.
Oh, banned. Like you're forbidden. Oh, this is just. Well, let's just start off with this song. You know, in a season where SpongeBob songs have become infamous.
I love Lovey Patties.
Was literally just. It might have been the worst, honestly. It was just SpongeBob.
Oh no, this is not the worst. Did you see the one in One Last Stand or something? SpongeBob's Last Stand.
That's definitely one of them. I think this just might be because this started and ended the episode as if it's something we should be entertained by, it's something we should be amazed by, but really no. And then this old woman comes randomly and says, "You can't have this. This is a Krabby Patty, and we're banning it." Then they go to SpongeBob's. They go to SpongeBob's restaurant, which, by the way, unfortunately, another episode rips off. In season 10, like I mentioned, I think it's season 10. And really, overall, there's not much I can say that's particularly good about the episode. The music was bad. I'll give it a 4.9 out of 10. I just found this to be a bad episode.
4. Here's the thing. The episode it's paired up with does not make it any better, but not a good episode.
Ooh, yeah.
I think you already know what episode it is. But
I think I did.
But I'll let you take a guess after I'm done with my opinion. Yeah, this episode, I actually don't mind the character in question. I don't remember her. All I know is that she got offended by singing, so I'll call her the Karen. And I don't mind her character. Honestly, I won't say she's the greatest one-off character, but, you know, she was a good character. I wish she probably would come back, I guess. Maybe. It's just, I don't know. Didn't feel like the right episode. Especially with this writing team. Some ideas that were done in this season could have been done later. Dude, imagine this, you know, in a later season. I feel like it could have been done better.
Half the episodes in this season didn't feel like the right episode, including the next and final episode of season 5, which to my memory is Stanley Squarepants.
Yep. Now, yeah, 4 out of 10 for this episode. Holy Lord Mighty. Kill me.
It was not good. It was somehow managed. Actually, I'm gonna say this: it's on the equal level of bad. Maybe actually a little worse. Yeah, a little worse. Than the last episode. And I'm going to say, oh, why introduce a character who's randomly related to SpongeBob simply because he can make a bad plot just by messing everything up? That's literally his entire character. His character, it is revolving around the idea that he can't do anything right. He can't even do nothing right. Like, legit, he tries to do nothing and fails at it. This episode is just pointless. This is the bad way to end the season. And it shows that, it just shows that it's just stupid. The ideas got really stupid. I didn't think this episode was aggressively bad. I just thought it was pretty bad. 4.7. I don't recommend watching.
4.5. It's expected. They honestly, you know how this episode could have gone? Just do the most uncliched thing. Have him be on the same level as SpongeBob when it comes towards success. So the point where we're pretty much at the point where Mr. Krabs and Plankton are fighting over him. There's your episode. I mean, we didn't have many Mr. Krabs and Plankton's episodes at this point, like at least 3 or 4, but that could have been a much better thing. Having him be a failure, that's just expected. And also his voice. That's what makes this episode hard to watch as well. His voice is so annoying. Nails on a chalkboard, annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I would have taken the episode, just them fighting over him. Because if he has a SpongeBob gene in him, he has to have some kind of talent. Besides being a failure.
Yeah.
4.5.
So you could turn it into something like cooking something that's unconventional but yet somehow good. But nah, this episode just failed in the conceptual level. That the character is brought in simply to be useless, and that's all. Yeah. It's not even flanderization. They started the episode how he ends the episode with that one sole trait that he can't do anything right.
Or maybe he could have gotten places confused. Maybe he could have started working at the chum bucket and actually gets the chum bucket successful. There's so many ideas that could have been done out of this. But
no, they just decided let's just add a stupid character in for no reason because that's the way to end our season.
Like if this season ended with, a rivalry between, two business guys and family, like, hey, honestly, I'd be down for that. But this could have honestly this may be a stretch because this is also the last episode of the season. This, if written properly, could have been a special. Could have. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think the last thing they need is another stupid special. We already got like 2, maybe 3 if we're counting Pest in the West. I don't think that's stupid. Well, it was stupid, but it was not fucking bad. It is special. I don't think it was bad, but it was kind of dumb to have.
I don't know.
But
it could have been. But I don't know. The story they could have had here could have hit 11 minutes. I don't know. I don't know the writers. They were dumb around this time, but I think I will take the bold take. I think this could have gone special. Hey, thank you, Cornerstone.
Dang, what a good supporter, bro. He full on hits us with a like on our streams with 2 different accounts. That's a Chad moment.
Hey, now I'm back at 77. I would be at 78 right now.
Nice.
But overall, season 5, yeah.
Definitely not good season. And this is really where the show started to fall off. I didn't think it got intensely bad as 6 or 7. 8 it might be on the level. It might be on the level of 8 because 8 wasn't that bad, honestly. It was a little bad, but not like obsessively bad.
Well, I see what people mean by this season should not be ignored when it comes to saying 6 through 8. Like it should be 5 through 8, and I agree with them.
I'm definitely saying that. Yeah, it does.
I'm no longer saying season 6 through 8. I'm saying 5 through 8.
Same here. I'm going to say 5 through 8 because this season was not good. It wasn't as aggressively bad as 6 or 7, but at the same time, it felt so much different from the first 4. I just really didn't find it. So, yeah, that's our review for the seasons 4 and 5, and we will be coming with the season 6 review. I'll definitely get work on that thumbnail, try to make it different and more presenting of this really bad season.
We gotta go all out because this season lasted from 2008 to 2010, which is not scary at all.
Dang, that's awful. Then they had their worst episode to start season start the 2010s, by the way, but we'll talk about that in season 7.
Yeah, we're gonna
I freaking tear into that. But that was the video. If you like the video, like and subscribe. And